I mean, you could speak in that moment, but we wouldn't hear you, so it's fine.
Are we doing it?
We're doing it again.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, friends of Speranza? We're back with another episode. My God, we made it to week 2, David.
That's consistency.
My name is Coda. This is the Tick Pod, an Arc Raiders podcast. Once again, I am Coda. Across from me, one of my best friends in the entire freaking heckin' world, brothers, is Mr. DJ Oros. How we feeling over there, brother?
I'm feeling good. Happy to be here. Happy to be here with one of my besties, talking for 2 weeks in a row about Arc Raiders.
2 weeks. Right,
that's crazy. I can't believe it. You know, everyone said we would fail.
ADHD brain, we're doing it. We're making it happen.
I love it. I love it. I'm glad to be here. So
glad to have you here, my friend. Today we will be going over some super exciting, fun stuff in the world of Arc Raiders. We going through some expedition talk, see where we both stand on the expedition. Something we've both been excited about are these evolution of the Arc Raiders little YouTube videos they've been putting out, so we'll get there. A little tap into glitch fixes, the patch notes from last week, little trials talk, kind of the state of weapon performance, and then, you know, most importantly, Goop has got a goop. We got to talk about gooping. We got to talk about gooping.
You can't be gooping live on stream. You just can't do it. I can't believe you're not canceled for that. That's crazy. It's ridiculous.
We love Peanut. We love Peanut.
We respect Peanut. We respect Peanut.
All right, brother. Hey, since last week, there was an American holiday called Thanksgiving, aka Turkey Day. And regardless of the origins, the celebration with family nowadays is very nice. How was yours?
Very, very, very good. I got together with family. They live, not too far from me. A bunch of my cousins who I used to play games with, so I got to attack them about the Arc Raiders podcast and say, "Hey, have you ever played Arc Raiders? Like, this is a great game. You should get it." So that's what they're getting for Christmas is a copy of Arc Raiders. So that was good.
The game or just the free stream of the pod?
They're gonna get a signed copy of the Arc Raiders podcast, and I'm gonna get them the game along with it.
Oh,
so
I mean, just truly a gift giver.
I mean, what a gentleman, right? Yeah, you love it. How about you? How was your Turkey Day?
Turkey Day was great, man. We hosted for the first time, but it was very small. It was just my parents who ended up pulling up. My sister and her husband were in Ohio.
Okay.
So just 4 of us, but lots of good food, lots of good conversation. Did a little talking about Arc Raiders. I tried not to. I try to reel that back with the fam, but it's I'm an excitable guy. It comes out.
I love it.
I get to talking, and all of a sudden we're talking about Arc Raiders. But yeah, man, real talk. It was wonderful. Great week.
Love it. And hosting for your first Thanksgiving, that's great.
Yep. Didn't have to do full amounts of cooking. We like 50-50 the cooking, but next year we're gonna just take the whole thing on. So nobody has to bring anything, maybe a side or two, but we'll take on the turk and
we'll be there.
You're always invited. I mean, let's tell the people though, you are the Friendsgiving host. We've been coming to your house for like almost a decade.
We did run the Friendsgiving for a bit. I think since we've been pushing like our holidays off this year, I think we're gonna have it at our buddy Adam's this year. So we're gonna do a Friendsmas / Friendsgiving joint party. So clear your calendar. Make sure you're there for it.
I'm there, and regardless of what it's called, it's just nice to be with the homies, dude. It's just nice to be with the people.
Agreed.
Let's fill the people in. You may or may not be building your first desktop PC.
All right, so since
I may or may not have just seen a photograph of the case with the CPU sitting next to it.
The CPU, a little bit of memory there, right? I'm not gonna go play PC. I just want it solely just to like look at. I'm not gonna use it. I'm not gonna use it at all. I'm a console gamer through and through. You know that. I mean, the Xboxes I have cost more than the PC that I'm building costs. So,
combined,
yeah.
You also gifted me an Xbox, so there's another one.
Exactly. Yeah, I know. Exactly. So, but no, I'm excited. It's fun. I have a lot of buddies who we play Arc Raiders with who are like, "Come on, build it up, dude. It's like Legos, but for adults." And
yeah,
I'm like, I still play with Legos, so I don't know. It's exciting. It's fun to do. It's gonna be a slow process for me because apparently computer parts are expensive. I don't know. This is news to
Yes,
me, but it's fun
slightly.
and I get to talk to some people who enjoy building them. So it'll be a good time. So
Yeah, that is. I always wanted to do that. I did get mine through a company called Main Gear. I went
plug,
straight. Yeah, I mean, we did no hashtag no ad, but like
do
wonderful
it,
company. They've been
do
really
it.
great on the back end too, and the PC build quality is wonderful. So I've been enjoying mine. I'm glad to have you, however minimally you use it, a part of
Once a month.
the PC community now.
Yeah, no. I'm excited and it's fun to find a side project, even though we also just found this side project. So it's
Yes.
nice.
Speaking of side projects, any other side project games you're playing outside of Arc before we get into the nuts and bolts of the game we love so much?
So not that I'm playing yet, but I've my whole life for the past 10 years I've been playing Destiny, Destiny 1 and Destiny 2.
Oh,
They
you play
just dropped.
Destiny?
Never heard of it. There's some
Yeah.
stuff behind me. Look at all that. Can you see it? They're back there. They just dropped Renegade, which is a Star War and Destiny crossover event. So you get a lightsaber. It looks like fun. All my buddies are like, "You got to hop on, play it, give it a shot." I know Sinister and Wilhelmer. I jumped into a Discord chat with them earlier, and they were disappointed that I was playing Arc Raiders, but I'll jump over and do that. And then I have another buddy,
Heck yeah.
Lord Cognito, who he's trying to get me into. It's called Demo. I think it's Demo. It's like a tabletop Dungeons and Dragons, but you can play it either VR or on Steam. And he's trying to push me to play that. So those are gonna be my two other projects, besides trying to catch up to you on hours and Arc Raiders. So
Okay. Hey, you gotta double your numbers, brother.
yeah, just calm down over
You're
there.
gonna
I'll
have to
get
quit
there.
your job.
I know. Well, maybe if I have to.
It's all
Oh,
worth it for the goop, for a little bit of goop.
no, for none of it. Stop it. How about you? Are you doing anything other than Arc Raiders and gooping it
Of
up over
course, of
there?
course. Yeah,
All right.
I'm
What
I'm
do
in
you
two
got?
honeymoon phases. I'm in honeymoon phase of Arc Raiders, and I'm honeymoon phasing also just having a PC. So I am
Okay.
biggest grind right now is I've gone back through and started a second run of Jedi Survivor,
Oh,
which
so
is like a Souls-like Star Wars game. We're both in
Star
the Star
Wars,
Wars
the
realm
Star
here.
Wars
Yeah,
universe. Yeah.
look at us go! My God, Star Wars got us. Yeah, dude. On PC, the performance now. I know when it released, it was an issue, but performance is pretty good now. So it's nice playing it A on mouse and key, and B just in better graphical fidelity.
Now, real quick,
That's been fun.
you still really like the mouse and key? Like you feel better on there?
It
Is
might
it
be
more
my
comfortable?
favorite part of this. I think so. I think I should have always been a mouse and key, but like obviously I was stuck
Hmm.
to console. I
All right.
I
All
love
right.
controller, but I feel like I like capped out on it.
All right.
Like a little subtle flex. You know, we've done well in some games. We were top 15 with 4 different characters on Marvel Rivals. So we enjoyed the controller life, and Apex we were always, we had little good squads. We didn't grind rank too hard, but we were decent at the game. But yeah, I think I felt at a certain point on controller that I was like capping out. Like you can only center so well and play uh, into aim assist so much, and I really do as a human being enjoy that there's no like skill ceiling on mouse and key. Like you can get as good as you put the time and effort into it as you can. So
Now
yes,
now humor me though. In like 3 years, you've been playing mouse and
mhm,
key for 3 years. Are
mhm.
you gonna be like, oh man, I wonder what it's like to go back to controller and feel like you've lost a
Well,
little edge, and then
I'm
be like, and then
yeah,
have to
that's
be
gonna
like,
hurt. It already
okay,
hurts.
all right,
It
just
already
checking.
like
I just wanted to
already
see.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've fallen off of my controller prowess, bro.
Oh,
It makes
jeez.
it makes me sad. You got to stay in one lane. I do love controller, man, and there's nothing like plugging in a controller, playing a game you played forever.
Am I a
But yeah,
fraud if I do
right now I'm
controller
no, not
on
at all.
PC?
No, not in 2025, bro.
On
There's
PC though, like if when I build
yeah,
this, I'm still
not at
good.
all. Still, some of my favorite streamers are still
All right.
on
Okay.
on uh on the roller on PC
All
for
right. I'll
sure.
take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, I think 10 years ago that's a different conversation, but nowadays it's just whatever input you like the most.
Cool. 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 Well,
Word.
you want to get into favorite talking about our favorite TV show?
Let's hit this episode. For those of you who are not following along, the main channel of Arc Raiders, their main YouTube channel, they are releasing really high quality really well produced. It feels like once a week they've been dropping these first two. It was kind of a
They
7-day release window somewhere in there.
they've been dropping those awesome videos and also videos of leapers just attacking people like crazy.
Did Loki
Ugh.
loved the Lieber
It's a
video?
good one. Yeah,
That's great.
running up that hill. All right, keep going. Sorry.
Anyway, they released the second episode this week of Evolution of Arc Raiders. So we would love to kind of tap into that and talk about that a little bit if you guys want to follow along. This week's give them a little recap, Dave. What was this week's episode about?
So this week they talked about like the world building a little bit because they mentioned not it wasn't built to have a lore. The game initially wasn't built to have backstory. It was like, all right, you go and you fight these monsters, these big bosses, and that was kind of it. So they developed more of like, okay, what these cities and towns and everything would look like. They went over a lot of the audio department because that was a big one. Like it was they in the immersion for that, which we can break down into. They talked about the physics of the arc, and then also the free to play. So if you want to get into where we sitting at least the world building a little bit.
Yeah.
One of my favorite part when they were breaking down. So we'll start with that. They added in bedrooms. They added in all of this, like it felt like it was a lived in city for the maps, but they also like none of the maps have toilets.
Not a single toilet in sight.
Not a single toilet, which
What
is
what are we doing topside?
because here's the problem. That's why the Ark could take over. They could make it so the place was inhabitable. That's already probably inhabitable. Where's it going? Where's the goop going? That's what I think of because that's what you can call goop because there's no toilets. That's it. That's all I've caught, man. That's the
Touche salesman.
oh
Touche.
man.
A
So
goop was got a goop.
yeah, well they're gooping outside because there's no toilets. So it's it's a little it's nice to see what they had to do to make the game feel like it had lore when I don't think that was the initial game plan, or at least where they were at when they had to do that transition. So
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I thought one of the cooler things was that, like, this is the second wave of going topside,
yes,
and these are people in Speranza who know no other life. Like, they don't have this old memory of like being topside and that being a place to live. So
right.
I don't know why I've connected with that, but I thought that was really cool that like all they know is being born in Speranza, and then certain people become raiders. They go topside for a little bit of goop, and then they come back down with it. So I'm gonna do it to you the whole episode. I swear to God, I'm not stopping. I'm sorry in advance, everybody. But
It's
anyway, yeah, I thought that was a really cool way to build the behind the scenes lore. And also, I know last week you had questioned like what's with the inner city rivalries and like how do these people coexist when they're down there and then they go topside and whatnot. And I think that kind of builds a little bit more into it. Like you might have your, if you want to look at it like your rival high school, albeit a little different when you're playing a football game versus killing each other topside.
would never.
um, Conceptually same, right? You kind of build these rivalries out of something, and each faction is resource hungry, so it kind of builds into how the PvP plays into that world.
Yeah, and I mean, just me, I'm big on the PVE aspect, and I think the lore adding into that makes me care about the game even more. I think that during this part of the documentary, they mentioned that you could go into towns and focus on going through buildings and being like that you're just exploring to see what each building was like, what the the lifestyle was. They said it takes place in Italy, which if that's what Italy looks like,
Love that.
I didn't know that. I've never been
I
to
love that
Italy.
little shout out too. I never thought about that, but like every post-apocalyptic show you've ever watched is definitely like America centric. It's
Right.
really cool to see them build the world out of older Europe.
Yeah, and even
Big fan, big fan, big fan.
I don't know,
Nice leap.
just all of the like a leper,
I was
lily
hoping you
leaper.
would say that.
Oh my
It's a
goodness.
little lily.
But yeah, just to see how they had to transition to make it feel like there's more than just the looting and shooting is excellent. I love it. So
Heck yeah. Interesting note with the original version versus where we're at currently. I don't know if we tapped into this last week, but I really like how they flipped the power dynamic on its head, Where in like the PvE only build, there was no fall damage. You were kind of like superhuman. You could jump from crazy distances, not hurt yourself. And now it's the other way around. There's time. I mean, you're running out. Everybody knows if you play the game, you're running out of stamina left and right. Um,
I've never had
and the
stamina.
arc feels you have no stamina in game. That's tough, dude. No sprint button for you. But
No,
yeah, I think that helps with feeling like grounded in something. It's really cool to have these things that feel like bigger than you and more dangerous than you, and that you have to respect them in the moment. And that leads to like infinite different playable moments where, say, you're in a hardcore 3v3, like both teams are evenly matched, everybody's doing equal amounts of damage. All of a sudden, your team gets a shredder, pulls up on them on Stella Montis, right? And then all of a sudden, a new element is added into it. How do you play around that? So I really like the power dynamic of us not just being like superhumans, kill everything on sight easily.
well,
I
and
enjoy that.
that's a big part of the game that like you said, it keeps the immersion there. I know I mentioned it already, but like I play Destiny, and it just feels like that you can't lose to anything. There's no consequence, and every time you are around a corner, that Squidward comes at you, like you said on Stella, it's you're in danger, and then there's players on the other side, and I'm worried that I'm going to lose my stuff, and it just adds that dynamic where I don't think I can overpower everything else and just be fine.
Mhm.
And yes, even if it were like you, I think it would be so much different if you could just beat the arc and still like yeah, there'd still be the PvP aspect, but giving that like threat of the PvE just is it's incredible, and it makes the immersion just like a notch above everything else. So
Agreed, man. Totally agreed. I think something that I didn't realize, but maybe had like you could kind of feel it without knowing that this was an intentional decision. But Buried City was like the first map that was built specifically for the PvP VE environment. And what they say, Dam and Spaceport,
we're
those
already
two were
there.
both, yeah, those were already a part of the a larger map that then they broke down into chunks. But those were PVE maps first. And funny enough, I feel like those still kind of play out as such. I think Stella, um, Bluegate, those are like obviously your way heavier PvP maps.
Right.
Whereas Dam and Spaceport feel like, especially in solos, if you're just in there to loot, if you play sneakily enough, if that's your gameplay loop, if that's how you enjoy accessing the game, those maps are great for you because you don't have to worry about as many PvP encounters. But I thought that was a really interesting note that you can kind of feel that like when you go to Buried City, like around every corner, potential PvP engagement. You're
Oh,
just a little bit
absolutely.
more on edge in terms of other players.
No, agreed.
Well
And
built.
yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I will say that I think they did a good job with trying to transport Dam and Spaceport. But you're right, it did feel like it does feel a little bit more empty. It feels more like you're not it's not the PvP map build that you would expect from even like another PvP game, you know?
Sure. I don't know if I'm gonna. I still think they did an incredible job of making them feel lived in. Like it doesn't. You don't have moments where you feel like bored on those maps. They just feel larger and a little safer in certain pockets
I
of the
always feel
map.
safer on Dam, so I'm with you.
Heck yeah. Great first map to introduce players to as well. That's really nice that that's the first one that everybody unlocks and plays into.
Do you think did they announce do we get another map anytime soon, or they is there anything been have you heard anything about that?
Mm, off the top of my head, I don't remember, but I know in the little layout of November and December, the map drop was November, and then there's map conditions. I think Dam is going
Oh,
snow.
snow, that's
I think
right.
there's a
That's
snow
right. Okay,
condition,
there it
but I
is.
don't think we're getting another map this month, which is I respect that, dude. We can't be
No.
just like
Oh, I'm not that greedy.
forcing them, right? And you can also kind of get lost in the sauce if with new players where they're like, I just started the game. There's 7 maps. All these people know the map better than me. So I like that they're drip feeding that a little bit. That's good.
Do you think that you'll be able to slide further with snow on the ground?
I hope so, dude.
Can you
Imagine like like the Blood
frozen
Lake.
frozen blood?
Yeah.
Oh,
If we want to call it the Blood Lake, I don't know what it is. It might just be like rusty water,
just
but
food coloring.
another good question for the Embark devs. What is up with the Red Lake?
Yeah,
It's got to be rust, right? It has to just be old iron and rust.
or just bodies. the bottom of it.
or just endless death.
Endless bodies,
That's
yeah.
on some Elden Ring
Yeah,
lore
yeah.
right there. River of Blood.
I love it. What else did we get
Um,
into?
I would love to, if you're down, talk about the audio a bit, so we
Yeah,
can geek out on some audiophile stuff.
I love this, and I love that it came out when it did because last week when we were chatting, that was your shout out. You're one. You're like, I want to take a moment.
I can't help
Big
myself.
big shout
I
out.
love me
The
some
sound
audio.
department, the audio department was incredible, and then of course they do like a whole third of the video on the audio department. I was like,
Very
man,
cool.
he really knew what was happening. But yeah, why don't you take it away?
Yeah. We're gonna try to name drop this week and
Nope,
try to
no, no, we're
absolutely
not.
not butcher it. The audio director for Embark, his name is Bence Pajor or Pajor,
Yep.
Pajor. Hopefully, let me know in the comments how we say this man's name because he's a beautiful human being. All due respect to his name. I'm sorry if I butchered it, my friend. But yeah, I mean, they went above and beyond in their um, like how they recorded sounds for this game. Like, so just a little background. He was in the Swedish army. Um, when he was younger, he was a sniper. So he was around all various sounds. And I think something, what did he say? Uh, he mentioned how violent war feels. And he used to work for Dice. He was a part of the Battlefield teams that won numerous awards for their audio design. I think I felt that immediately when I played this game, and even the Battlefield games back in the day. It feels like intensely real. Like it feels like there was something. There was more than just like let's take stock gun sounds and throw them in the game. Like you can
Right.
feel uh, that they really like focused in on how to make audio design work in a game and make it feel real and make it feel like scary and violent. Like I'm sure you've experienced this when a bastion is blasting away, bro. You can't hear anything else, right? And
Right.
that they could have mixed that lower to just say, okay, the bastion's firing away, it's heavy machine gun, yada yada yada. But like they make sure that's all you're hearing in that moment, and it feels like I've pulled my headphones out before when I'm just sitting there out of ammo waiting for the bastion to die. Like, dude, I can't hear anything. But yeah, I think just in case anybody didn't watch the video, they literally recorded every single sound in real life in various environments. So the example he used was a rock, and they would drop the rock from 3 feet up onto concrete, and then they would drop that same rock from 5 feet up onto leaves, and then they would repeat all of these tests in like say a hallway, and then they would do it in an open air environment, and they just ended up with this massive sandbox of sounds that they then blended into the game. So I think all that front end work um,
Right.
resulted in something that's massively important. And I think, sorry for being long winded here, but
Please.
last, like most important thing I thought was that he is so proud of it because now that PvP has been introduced, it's a game about sound and it's a game about listening. And those things that were already so well done are now like a very prominent part of the gameplay. So I think like if that is your vocation in life, if you are an audio engineer, what better game to work on than something that like makes the community actually focus in on the sound design? And because like as gamers, a lot of the times you just get stuck on the visual and it's all what you see in front of you. And this game, you really do spend a lot of time listening and assessing what you're hearing around you. So major props to the boy Bence,
Well, yeah, and then I think along
the
with that,
man. I should respect him.
he is a man, yeah,
He's an
as a
absolute
man.
unit of a man.
He would never say goop. So
Legend.
it was
He probably wouldn't
he
drop
would
the
never say the word goop, but no, he talked about like yeah the amount of effort that it took for them to do it. He's like, yes, it's tedious, yes, but to get to the final point of we have all of this now, and to have them talk about we were using drones for the for the wasps and everything for their sounds and
like
throwing
sticking the
rocks,
pens into
putting
the
rocks into
fans.
exactly just the amount of work that they did. And like you know what, I'm sure some of it's fun, but I'm sure just like any work, a lot of it's tedious, and they hit every aspect that I think they needed to make the game feel like you're the immersion level. Like it truly is like I've never been more drawn into a game, and I think that's a huge part of it. Is it's not just like, oh, I'm looking at a screen, I see stuff, I'm playing, I'm shooting, but like the audio over my headset, where I'm like, my wife's in the background and she could be talking to me, and there's not a chance I'm hearing what she's saying because I'm listening for every footstep and every
Yeah.
bot that's flying around me and every Squidward, and it means a lot. So I do think I'm so glad that they put that much into this episode of the Arc Raiders Evolution, because it does it was great. So
Yeah. Also, major shout out to other devs and other games where like audio is they put their life into it and they people don't respect it as much. I know it's a grind. That industry is not easy. It's not easy to mix audio in game. So mad respect for those people, especially Bents this week. Big shout out Bents. That's a good foray into the physics though, with like the how much you're listening, but also how much the game's telling you without telling you.
right.
I know we talked like off stream a bit about the minimalistic UI, but where do you stand on the lack of UI
Uh,
or the minimal amount of UI that we get and how that makes you interact with the world?
so I was a big fan of DayZ, and I think it's not that it's similar, but it is like you don't get a health bar. You're not looking at how much you're shooting at something, but I think they did this to an extreme, and I think it's great where you do just see it. So we've had friends, and they've been like, "Oh, I wish I just had a health bar to see like where this bot or where the wasp was at to die." But you get to look at it and you see it. You see the wasp with only three or one propeller left, and it's fighting for its life, and you know that it's almost dead, and that's great. And you're like, you know what? I can stop shooting at it. It'll hit the ground soon. And I prefer that so much over a health bar because I think that does the immersion level again, brings you into the
Yes.
game where you're not like, oh, is it absolute or he's
It's
folded.
every
You know,
every
it's
engagement is dynamic. It's
right.
dynamic then.
And I
It's
think that
not
they
stare at a health bar, watch health bar deplete, game over.
right, right. And they did it in such a classy way with these, robots that I don't think I wouldn't think it that way. Like you could shoot at a person and be like, oh, they're missing a leg, they're missing an arm, but just like these giant massive robots and pieces are falling off, and it's just like, or just like plates are falling off. It's just they did it so well. And I mean, I mad respect for how they did it. So, and then also along with the pieces of it falling off, the sound, they sound different as they start to die, which again is incredible. So
Another clue.
another
Only
one.
two.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
That's another little peanut for you.
I heard it. I heard it.
Um, yeah, I think who's the lead? He said you don't need a health bar to tell you. You just saw it, and I think that's exactly what you just
Right,
explained.
right.
It's brilliant.
You don't need a health
On
bar. You just saw it. I love it.
brilliant, brilliant, simple but brilliant, as all good things are. Simple but brilliant. Um, let's talk gun mechanics here, and how they discussed their decision to balance like heavy to light
Mm,
weapons in the game. I think they did. I think they made the right choice by saying, here's a heavy weapon, requires heavy ammunition. What typically goes in with a heavy weapon? What do gamers know about a heavy weapon? It's probably going to be a little slower rate of fire, and it's probably going to be a bit heavier when you're carrying it. So in this world, how does that fit in? And the fact that they chose to use that as like, okay, heavy ammo is probably going to do the most damage to arc. It's probably going to get you the furthest against an arc enemy, but the trade-off is a lot of the times slow and cumbersome weaponry in a PvP engagement is going to do the exact opposite. You're sitting duck. If you hit that shot, like sure, you're chunking damage, but you're risking. It's a high risk, high reward sort of environment with heavy. Whereas light, I won't talk about medium, but on the other end of the coin is light weaponry, right? You load in with a stitcher, you're sliding around, rolling around, diving around. The thing's light. You can play angles a lot easier. Um, but if I'm on a free kit Stitcher and I see Squidward pulling up on me, I'm not having a good time, right? Like I have to
no.
play that differently because I could kill it with a Stitcher, but there goes literally all the ammo that I just loaded in with. So I think that um, range of balance is really nice. I think we'll get into this later, but I think within the categories they could balance a little better. But I think the heavy to light dynamic is done very well.
I agree, and I don't want you to have ammo for every single type of gun, and I think they did a healthy balance of that too, where you're not, you know, in six different types or seven different types of ammo. I think that the launcher, the heavy, light, and medium was a good call, and I don't think you need anything crazier than that. And I like to
You
think
got the
it's like,
energy rounds too.
well, right. But like you're not going with like 5.56 and this and that. Like I'm thinking about my PUBG days, and I was looking for
Sure.
ammo for every single gun, and I'm glad they set where they were. And I think it's a healthy balance. I think they did a good job with that. And I played. I don't know if this will play into later, but played a lot of Sea of Thieves, and I think your opportunity cost for picking certain guns, especially if you're going in with a loadout, is nice because you're like, all right, I'm picking this because I know that I'm going to be dealing with a lot of PVE and maybe some PvP, and you only get two choices, right? You're not full, you don't get five guns to load in with, and I think you have to make that decision, and I think they did a good job with like making you make that decision. So
Yeah. Agreed,
yep,
man. Um, Free to play versus pay to play and how they arrived there. That was the back third of the
yep,
episode.
and I love this. I think they did a great job with this. You know who doesn't do a great job with this? Bungie.
Uh-oh.
Bungie does not do a great job with this. It drives me insane. I love
Well,
Bungie.
explain thyself because I don't know Bungie as well. I've
So
only ever dipped my toes in the Destiny world.
So I know there is less campaign style for this. There's not as big of a story. You're not getting as much out the gate as Bungie provides when they drop an expansion. But they charge you $60 for an expansion every year, right? But then they also say, hey, sign up for our season pass for $15 a season. So you're paying for the $60 plus the $15 a season. You're spending so much money.
You feel like you're just being milked
I
at this
I
point a little bit.
milked at every point, and the thing that they brought up in the documentary was like, we don't want to drip feed you information or drip feed you content. We want you
Just
to
to
pay
keep
up
you
front,
hooked.
and
Yeah.
they have to monetize some way. I understand that. I get they're a studio. They how they got to make money, right? So I'm okay with having a store, but I feel like they give us enough to grind for in game to earn like the decks, right? They
Absolutely.
give you enough to grind for to get some like cosmetics and things like that, and where it feels like, so again for Destiny you're paying for the game, you're paying for the seasons, and they have a store where they're and that's where most of the good stuff is in the store, and it's like, well, just you
So
got to
you're
pick a
$75
lane.
in that you're $75 in and then you're still thinking like, but all the good cosmetics are
Well,
now in the store anyway.
you're $120 in if you're paying for the year of seasons, and that's,
Sheesh.
yeah, exactly, and that's where, and then it's also like, oh, well, you want this super cool Star Wars outfit? Here's another $20, and it's
That's a standalone purchase, sure.
right, and I can't speak for the Star Wars, but in every other season drop, that's how it's been. So I think that I think they're aware that they don't want to be that with how they've
Yeah,
presented it
they
so
said it.
far.
They
Right.
said it straight
Yeah.
up.
And
They don't want to seem money hungry or greedy.
and I think they're just trying to relate to the players, and I'm glad they have that awareness, and like, we're pretty early in, but if they can keep that consistency and if we can keep praising them for that, I think that's a big thing. So
Yeah, man. And in a wild turn of humanity, like I think I can't be the only one on this. Still loves Bungie. Still loves Bungie.
still love them. Yeah, please.
I can't be the only one that stands on this, but I think like when I hear developers say this or feel like they're not out to just take my money at every turn, like how I might feel like, you know, what's a classic example? Activision is just insanely predatory and they want all your money all the time. EA as well. Um, it makes me want to spend more money on this game because I respect that they respect my money, which like they'll probably make more money because a lot of people
In
probably
the
feel
long
like
run,
me and
right.
you, where like we feel like we're being taken care of. We feel like there's um, like the heart and core and the engine and the soul of the game is like coming from a good place. It makes me want to buy some skins when I see something cool that comes through the store. I'm not a whale. I'm not buying everything that comes through the shop, but like, I do love a good cosmetic that says, "Hey, this is me in game." So,
Yeah, I would
um,
never buy anything from
and
the shop, so
we
I'm not.
both love the shop. We can't lie about that. But yeah, man, I think anything that makes you feel like you have some sort of like presence in a world that you're already into that kind of separates you from someone else. That's what I really enjoy about it. I feel better. It makes me feel like I play. Um, I don't know, with more on the line, or it just makes me feel better to have a skin that's not just you know baseline And they do a
Right.
nice thing with the decks too, where like those are customizable. So
Right.
if you don't want to drop a dime on the game, you can still feel like you've made a personalized character in game.
And
And
again,
if the
like you
final,
go ahead.
yeah,
Go
you first.
I mean, if you care about a game and you're enjoying it, like you said, like if you're gonna buy something from the store, well, then support the devs. If I don't feel like it's the point where they're locking the best stuff in their store by far. I mean, I'm wearing the Aldi outfit,
The
as you
Aldi
see. So
fit is that's a great example. That's one of the cleanest skins in the game, in my opinion. It's sleek. It looks good.
and but
The
like there
color
are
variants are all
options,
good.
yeah, especially if you shop at Aldi.
Bring your Aldi back, bro.
Yeah, I
But yeah,
listen.
on the cosmetics thing too, if the finals is any example of what they're capable of, like you can in the finals you're putting on different earrings and putting on different nail polish colors and stuff. So there's just like infinite customizability in that game. So hopefully that just by the season, however they want to call these, season 5, 6, 7, like we have even more customization in the shop.
Cycle 5, right? That's what we're going with.
Cycle. Oh yeah, they do drop the word cycle. I like that. I hope that's what they stick with.
I like it too.
We're all kind of burnt out on seasons. Let's go with
Seasons are too
cycle.
much. Yeah, let's keep the
Too much
cycles.
season.
Yep,
Cycle, baby.
I love it.
Last thing on the episode.
Yeah,
I got one more thing there.
what you got?
I love how aware they are of player retention.
How many
Have they
times have we
nailed it
said that?
100%? Will they nail it 100%? I don't think anybody can ever retain 100% of the players that play the game. It would be the perfect game if so, and that's just like literally humanly impossible. Somebody's going to have a gripe. But I love that they take the onus is on them as a studio. They say like we've seen so many good studios create great games, but then they can't retain their player base. And then they're sitting there like, where did everybody go? So I think the experience that they have as a studio, previous experience with Dice and the Battlefield games and all that, and then even just releasing the finals and watching that like absolutely peak and then fall off a little bit and then like slow grind back up. I think they're even more aware of that with our creators and in making sure that they keep a ton of like healthy mechanics in the game that aren't predatory, that make you feel like you want to spend your free time playing our creators.
No, and I agree, and I that was when they were talking about it, it's like, well, they did this. How do we keep players coming back? It wasn't like, oh, we'll play. Like I feel like studios put out games and they're like, oh, well, they'll be back. They want to play our game no matter what, and it's like that's just not how it works. There's so many games coming out. There's so many things,
Yeah, man, it's a
but
great time to be a gamer. There's so
I,
many good
I
games all the time.
all the options. But and I've said it. This is the first game where I felt like I want to keep coming back to it, and if they can keep that pace and keep that kind of draw for them, I mean, nobody should just play one thing forever. Like that, too much of anything is a bad thing, right? But to have like that home to come back to and want to do that quick grind before we before that cycle comes up. Hey, Coda, we gotta grind out 130 hours before that. It's something that I want to have, and I
Yes.
love it. So
And they're not asking you to like give up your life to do it too. Like
not at
the
all
with the model
manageable.
that it's very manageable, exactly, and you can get out of it as much as you want to put into it without feeling like, hey, I didn't log in today, so I lost out on this reward.
It's not homework, and that feels great. It feels like fun, but not homework.
Agreed. Agreed. All right,
So
hey, let's get in a little bit of lighter stuff here. A little
no.
little glitch fixing. We fixed some glitches.
Well,
Shout out to a couple of our friends who love to abuse these glitches.
yeah. Where's
Um,
Wilhelm Scream at? Where's he at? You better be in chat today.
we,
Wilhelm, what are you doing about this one? Tell me about it.
yeah, we need coverage, Wilhelm.
Yeah,
Stat, my
yeah, yeah,
friend.
yeah. Yeah, let's get him in here.
Anyway,
For go, go.
the big two that stood out from the patch notes for me were the door glitch. That's when people were jumping on top of each other's heads, getting through the door. And then there was another way to do it with, I think, a mine or just like some quick use item. Certainly not my arena. I'm not the glitch guy. But I love that it's probably a massive coding thing to like actually fix the door issue itself. So instead, they just put in if you glitch into the room,
Yeah,
you insta burn to death.
pretty much
You're just
death.
lit up, dude.
It's not, there's the only thing is death. Like you get in there, and that's how they
There is
fixed
no
it.
other way. You're
Yep,
out on death.
which is
And then
hilarious.
another one that was that they patched quickly thank God, was the quick swap. I don't know if you ran into anybody like abusing that, but like you could be on a level 1 anvil, shoot that, and then hit your quick swap item, and then shoot again, and it was shooting like faster than like a fully upgraded anvil 4.
Okay.
So they
I,
patched that out too.
I'm sure that I encountered that, but I couldn't tell you if I did.
Word.
Um,
But yeah, anything else in that you want to go over?
I know they did a couple things. What I pull it? Let me pull it up real quick. They did some stuff with like texture and lighting. Um, some issues with resolution and in the main menu, which is nice. Like, I mean, it just like, polishes off the game a little bit. And then the big one, and I know this is big for our buddy, Damage Out, is the voice option fix. So that now that like when you, it respects the voice option that you select. So when this
Looking for
grown
his
man,
dress.
this grown man is looking for his dress in game, and he's got the female voice option on. It'll stay on for the next time that anytime that we go through anything, and he can be his prettiest self for the rest of the time. So those are the only two fixes that I saw. The other ones that I saw that were important, and especially for Damage Out, which I liked. So
Shout out D.
must have been for him specifically.
All right, here we go. Segment time, Dave.
Ugh.
We're gonna do something called. We're just gonna call it quick hits this week. We got to come up with a better. We need some community assistance.
Quick hits reminds me of like a
naming this.
casino. So
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
we'll
great.
work on- we'll
what's
work on
what's the what's the gold attachment in game that makes like an assault rifle shoot faster? Is that the magnetic accelerator? I don't remember. I've only seen like 2 of them.
we'll do some
But we'll
research
come
before
up with
next
a better
week.
name.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna hit you with a couple. You
Okay.
hit me with a couple,
Okay.
and then we'll go like 1-to-1 on the last few.
Okay. Well, wait, real quick before you jump in. Are you gonna also have an answer to the same hit of quickness? Like, are you gonna reply like it's just me? I'm the only one answering the ones that I ask.
I think, yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. It's fine.
And then in the future, we'll run like a timer on the screen where you have a finite amount of time to answer all these
I
things.
don't have this kind of technology.
And then we'll give you points for
Points?
if you get through all.
Is this
10
whose
in a
line is it
minute or
anyway?
something.
That's what's happening.
Yeah, it
here?
is.
Okay.
It is.
All
We
right.
got to keep
Okay,
the
I
people
love it.
engaged, man.
All right. Okay. Perfect. All right.
All right. Quick hits starting now.
Not
Should upgrading a gun repair the weapon?
Yes, 1,000%. Because it should. You're upgrading the weapon. I don't care that it should. No. Yes. The answer is yes.
Is the minimal UI in game good or bad for the community as a whole?
And you're talking like parts falling off of.
Lack of health bar.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's good because it's unique. It's absolutely incredible. Don't change it. If you give me a health bar, I'll quit the game.
All right, I'm just gonna keep going.
Okay.
I wrote these. What arc enemy instills the most fear in the young DJ Oros?
I mean, literally all of them. The tick. It's so scary. It's so scary, man. The big ones you see.
Pull out the pickaxe, baby.
I learned that today.
You know what I learned today? You can whack a pop with the pickaxe and not take damage from it.
No.
So if you if
this whole time I've been wasting ammo.
Yep. So I know you know the thing about the fireball already. You let it open its mouth, hit it a couple times, roll backwards, you're safe. You know that one?
Yeah, that one we've done.
Okay.
That one we've done. But I'm thinking about
with pops, you can whack them with a pickaxe.
What?
Use no ammo, take no damage. Yep.
What?
I was down bad today on light ammo with Aaron, my buddy Aaron.
I'm loading in the game right now.
I just gotta try it out. All right, wait. Back to the segment.
Yeah.
Favorite weapon of the week.
Well, now it's the pickaxe. Favorite weapon of the week always will be the anvil. I'll try to be better, but it's just my favorite. It just feels so good, and I love the run with it. I feel like I'm an anime character. That one.
Little Naruto run.
Yes.
Wraith from Apex. Shout out, Rick. Will you be voting for Arc Raiders for Game of the Year if they are nominated via the Steam Awards?
Okay, so this is hard.
And if not, who's the competition?
This is difficult because I always vote them very low when I have to vote for anything they ask about. But yes, they will definitely be my Game of the Year vote. Expedition 33 was I started watching the wife play it. I love it. I haven't played it myself, but it looks great, sounds great, feels great. The story's awesome, but this wins. So, yeah, this is better. This wins.
All right, last question. How do we feel about gooping in the term goop taking over our creators?
Stop streaming right now, right? That's what I click. No longer stream. It's horrible. It's like poop.
Why?
Because it's
Why
so
is
bad.
gooping horrible?
Why are we this was the word we chose as a
A goop has
community.
got a goop.
Yeah,
Well,
this seemed
Peanut chose it. Peanut
and
chose it.
then
We got behind it. It was more organic than that. We
no
didn't sit in the classroom and take a vote.
we should have taken a vote. It seems like it was only fair that let's
All right.
we're
Follow up question: what would we change goop to?
well, you're on the spot. I have
Just
no
loot? Just
answer.
loot?
There's no there could be something. But goop? What why?
All right. Better come back with a good answer to that one next week.
Next week I'll
Mhm,
have a better
mhm, mhm.
yep, you better believe it. I love it.
All right.
All right, how about next week though? I get you how many was that? Like 5 or 6?
That was
Ne-
7.
7? The last
That
one
was
doesn't
6.
count.
It was 6. It was 6 with like a 6A.
Okay. Next week I'll hit you with 6. I'll have them throughout the week. It'll be, we'll go back forth. And then if we have a guest, they're in trouble. So,
Oh, we're excited for some guests, dude. Come on. All right, I like that. I like that idea. All right, on to the expedition. We said we'd
ooh,
talk about it. Let's talk about it. Where are we at?
true.
What have we done? Can we give the community a little quick breakdown of what an expedition is?
Yeah, we absolutely can do that. Let me see here. We'll pull it up on the screen here. This is the overview for the expedition. I have pulled up right now, which is just like breaks down that every 60. I mean, there's a calendar too, but it's kind of like end game for the cycle, right? For the season, for the cycle, where the raider is leaving the rust belt for good, and um, you prepare
Akin to
your
what like Tarkov would call like a wipe, but
and
it's optional here.
right, which is big because I feel like it's nice that you're not pressured into to doing absolutely if you don't want to. You don't have to lose all your progress. Casual player, keep playing. You got all those anvils still in your vault. You're good. Um, but so the way it breaks down, it says undertaking expedition means your raider leaves the Rust Belt for good. Preparing your caravan takes time, resources, and once it departs, much of your progress will be reset. Some rewards advantages carry over to your next raider, so it's a whole new person, whole new identity. Derek, if you want to have a different female voice, you can. Lasting
Still
until the
looking progressive.
next expedition, until the next expedition begins, and these advantages can be increased by continuing to send raiders on in future expeditions. So I assume they'll stack. I assume you'll get more and more, which is great, right? So that's the overview for it. That's the base of it, and that's in game. I just pulled that from the game itself. But then they have a calendar. So the expedition runs on a set schedule with a preparation stage unlocked over time. You have 60 days to get all your shit together. Once your shit is all together, there's a 7-day window for when they like saying, all right, you're heading out of the Rust Belt. And then if as long as you launch off in there, you're good to go. And then you get the buffs for the next cycle or the next season. And if not, you miss out on those. So there's no going back. Hopefully that's like a one-time deal. It's you get it or you don't. And I love that. I think that's incentive to do it enough to be like, I want to try for it if I'm going to continue playing the game.
I think when I read that, when I was first playing, when I finally realized that that was even a mechanic in the game, that's the thing that made me go like, all right, I'm starting this right now. Because that like fear of missing out on a continued, like, however small it may be, advantage, that made me feel like, all right, let's get this done. Keep going.
Right. And real quick, like, and just because, so we've both completed like to the point where we are, we have everything done up to the point where we have to say, all right, we're heading out. I don't think that it took so much time that you feel like you're grinding your life away to do it. I
I
mean,
totally agree.
I don't have that. I mean, I have some hours in the game, obviously, but I don't have that many hours in the game. I've enjoyed doing it. I enjoy it, and I don't think it took like a few days of me like actually focusing on doing it to complete it, and I
And I
think that's
found it
awesome.
I found it very enjoyable. I think that got me
Yes.
playing more solos than I typically would because like one of the last things on the last page is I forget what they call it, but like essentially you just need to sell a bunch of trinkets. And that took a minute, so I would just pull up the buried city, go to the Grandioso apartments, and I did that for a little while and I met some cool people. I got backstabbed a couple times. But that was something I wouldn't have done without the expedition grind set in mind. But it didn't feel like you're saying it didn't feel like overly it didn't feel like I was doing all these. It wasn't tedious at all. It felt like, wow, this is a fun new angle in the game that I'm not taking on my own.
Well, you got to go for a little extra goop, right? And then,
He said it, ladies and gentlemen. Write it down. A Koopa's got a goop.
oh my lord. All right, moving on. So details with it. Let me. There's some things you lose and some things you get to keep. So the things that get reset, your stash upgrade progress will be reset. Your inventory items are reset. The one that I think we should talk about is reset are your blueprints, and that's one where I'm like
Hot topic.
indifferent.
Hot topic. Let's
Indifferent.
do it. Let's do it right now.
I think that's tough, man. I think yeah, I'm one who's played, and I know it's not crazy, but it's like 50 hours, right? Up top side. I'm sure I've been in my menu screen for 17 days, but top side I've played 50 hours, and my blueprints aren't crazy. Like I know that there's probably tips and tricks and stuff to go follow these exact paths to get blueprints, but I don't always love playing like that.
I don't either. I'm with you.
So to me it's not like just like the grind of I want to just like go out and figure it out myself and see what I like, and I don't have that many. I don't have an anvil blueprint. Derek, you and your dress need to give me okay, sorry.
I thought it was in chat.
No. I just he could be, who knows. But I think that one is one that should be up in the air, maybe at least for future cycles. Just because I think
Maybe
they're
you-
so valuable, right?
Maybe
Or
you
so-
pick. Maybe you
ahead.
pick 10 that you want to hold
Yeah.
on to.
Perfect.
Something like that.
I love that. Just yeah,
Five
exactly.
even. Five even.
No, yeah, I was gonna say even less. Like if you get to pick two that you're like, you know what, I use this all the time, and I would like to
Yeah.
hold on to this one. You get to, you can click it as save for the next raider or something, and you get.
I'm
to
taking
keep
like
that
medium
one.
gun parts and smokes. and I'm
Only-
out of here.
If I ever get an anvil, I'm taking. I'm keeping it. But no, I think that there's a way for them to adjust that a little bit to feel like you're still holding on to that, because there's a lot of stuff that says you will keep, which will keep going down, but that's I don't know, that's a big one, and I think
think
that's one reason people wouldn't do it is it for that reason.
Agreed. And I think that's like across all levels of the game too, like the very casual player to the streamer that's played the game 240 hours. I think everybody to a T says like, yo, where are all the blueprints at? Like there's some people that are 200 hours plus that have not even half of the blueprints, which I understand. Like if you're super PvP oriented, you're not actually going in on loot runs all the time. You're going to be exposed to way less amount of blueprints, but still like if that's being said from the most casual to the most intense gamer, like maybe there could be an adjustment to drop rates, or at least like you're saying, holding on to like 2 per cycle, so that like, okay, I stack 2 now, next cycle I'm stacking 2 more, by cycle 6 I have 12, yada yada.
Well, and I firmly believe, like I've always been like that, the higher level content you should get higher level loot for. I don't think that it should just be given to anybody. I do like a low percentage chance, like of if you're just doing like a casual run and it's like, oh my god, you got lucky and 1% chance of getting this to drop and you got it. That's great. I love that. But I do think that if you're running these higher end things and you're trying to get these, I just think that there could be an option to I mean I think five's a lot. Make it
5
two
is a lot.
things. I think
I said
two,
10 and that immediately feels way too like,
yeah.
2 is great.
If
2 is a
you're
great
like
number.
if you're like, hey, pick two things you want to keep or 2 things you want to pass on, even if it's not a blueprint or if it's whatever, there could be, just to move forward to your next character. I think that would be awesome. So
Gives the player a little more agency too. You feel a little bit more in control. Always a good thing in a video game.
right. If I want to keep one Lance's mixtape, like let me hold on to that.
That man wants his mixtapes.
Right. So other things that'll be reset. The coins go away. Your level goes away, which hopefully, like, it's 75 is max. Yeah. Hopefully there should be somewhere to show that you capped out. I would like
You want
there to
like a prestige system like Call of Duty where like you
I-
see another
I-
player
I
and they
do.
have like a little icon that says, "Hey, I've prestiged."
I'm not 75, but I'm trying. I would do my best to make sure I hit 75 by reset. But it would be nice to show that, hey, you hit max level. And I think we talked about this, and this will probably come up later with us, but I know we're running long here already.
Oh
if
my
if
god.
if there, if there was like a
We're just
patch,
yapping.
I know, but if there were like a patch or if there was something that you could put on your character just to show that you capped out or a title or something like that. All right, I'll keep going. Stop it.
I like
Skill
that idea
point,
though. Very good
skill
idea.
skill points reset. Your raid or den resets. The workshop will reset, and your quest reset. And things that you get to keep are the maps, your workshop stations, your codex entries, your raider tokens, your cred, the decks, your active leaderboards, your trials, cosmetics, personal event progress, and bonus skill points earned from expeditions, and your stash slot from expeditions, which is big. I think stash spot is like a crazy big reason to my 280 gets filled up real quick. I'm a hoarder, so
Yes, sir.
but no, I think all of those are great. I do think that that is the one and only thing that I would change. So
I like it. I think I stand firmly with you there. I think you're giving up some stuff and like you're taking a leap of faith by doing that. But give us a two blueprints. I think that's a great idea. I
I
think
know
you're onto something
we'll
there.
we'll, we'll call them. I know the guy's
Online
first name.
petition.
I know that guy's
Start it
first
now.
name. Um, and then the last thing with that is obviously completing the expedition gives the next raider you have buffs for the next season or cycle, extra scrappy materials, so you don't have to level him if you're looking for mushrooms. You get a little you get a little bit extra stuff while you're looking for those mushrooms, which is nice. And you can get.
Do you think that also means that you get more if you're max level scrappy, or it just means that you get more per level of scrappy?
I think you probably get more per level of scrappy, if I had to
So
guess.
you think we have to redo scrappy again?
Oh yeah, for sure.
We're
Which I
going
mean,
back to the lush
listen,
blooms.
I love
We're
an
lush
apricot
blooming.
or an apricot from Mickey Hinge. But yeah, and then you will get bonus skill points based on the value of the items in your stash. So mine will be 0, but at least you get some extra stuff there. So
Self roast, nice.
yeah, you better believe it. All right,
Okay.
we're through the expedition. How do you feel about it? You like it? We're all. I mean, I know we chatted real quick, but
I loved it. I thought the 30 to I should have recorded how long really like front to back that took me, but
not that
20 to
long.
30 hours max.
Yeah, yeah,
That
max.
I really enjoyed that part of the game because it really felt like every day I was logging in, I had a very specific goal in mind and I wanted to get it done. And it was also very freeing for my first like extraction shooter to be like, uh, here, take all this gear that I thought I cared so much about. I'm just gonna sell it to Speranza for my expedition. So
Throw it away. Yeah, right.
yeah,
But then
it
how
honestly felt very freeing, and then I like that rejuvenated my excitement about playing again. So
I
it
I
was
actually I actually
it's
would
a
like it
smart
again.
dev move.
They should do it multiple. You should be able to do it again somehow. Like you can send two
Twice in a
raiders.
season?
I don't know because I'm again full. I'm
No.
full up again.
People would get so far ahead of everybody
I
else.
know that's true. Maybe just like make a cosmetic out of it or something. You know, like
That'd be cool.
But
Two
yeah,
rounds of it. Second one is simply cosmetic.
right. But no, I think it's great. I love the idea. I love that it's not a force reset. I think it's nice that you get stuff back for it. Just to recap real fast, and um, I think the only thing they could change is maybe giving us a few blueprints or not even blueprints, just like picking a few things that you want to keep. Say it's 3 things that that pass on to the next raider, and they can call it something cute in game, and that'd be perfect. So yeah,
Like that. Okay, well, Dave, we're at an hour here, and
I know, too
our little
much.
outline here has about 6 more things to
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about.
yeah. So I think we can skip a few of these and hold on to them for Tuesday, right?
I agree. Maybe we start doing biweekly too, out the gates here when if we could.
We just have
Maybe
so
we'll
much to
see.
talk about, dude. It's
Let us know in
crazy.
the comments once this goes live on the YouTube feed
Yeah,
if you guys want us to go biweekly.
and then also I know that you'll talk about this at the end, but as of right now, we're just streaming on DJ Oros on Twitch, but we will be moving to the TickPod Twitch channel and the at TickPod on YouTube. Hopefully next week to go live for
The
that.
TikTok.
So the TickPod, and we'll link that and we'll share that everywhere. So
We got absolutely blessed. Every single one of our socials is at the Tick Pod across the board. So any social you can think of, that's where. And we will start our posting for next week's episode this coming week, and we'll start
yeah,
getting active on socials.
absolutely. But yeah, do you anything else before? I mean, I love. Where do you want to sit now? What do you got?
Let's just go positive, and then let's do workbench.
I love it
Hi.
because that's my favorite part. Yeah. All right,
I
you be
thought,
positive.
okay, the yin and yang segment here. I thought something that came up this week that I was really excited to have was I had equipped an anvil and a stitcher. I was about to go in on a raid. Last moment, I was like, "All right, I'm gonna rock Renegade 4. We're doing something that's potentially a little bit more PvP oriented. I probably want that range weapon." I threw the Renegade on, but I forgot to change my heavy ammo out for medium ammo. And like I was actively attempting to ready up, and the game was like, "You have the wrong ammo equipped, or you have no ammo equipped for the weapon that you're bringing into the game." And I've seen that that also works with shields too. Like if you forget to put a shield on, or if your shield is like 0 out of 100, the game wars you. I think that's a really nice quality of life thing because you could be like hypothetically, you could be on $150,000 kit going to kill the queen and forget an ammo type, forget like an energy clip, and like, what do you do, dude? What happens if you get killed in the first 2 minutes? You lose all that because you have no ammo. Like that'd be brutal. I know it's on you to make sure you don't do that, but I do think it's really nice that they warn you.
All right, so let me change how you made it. Again, another very positive thing here. But from my point of view, right? How many times when I'm just in a lobby with my friends and I just like we're doing a freebie and I just click the first one because I'm just real good at just like clicking and it's like, "Hey, idiot, you have nothing equipped at all." So like not
You
not
try to go
not
in on your
I just
actual
go,
kit.
yeah, I'm just I got no it says nothing. It's like zero. Like I have no
Right.
gun, I have no anything. I'm just like I'll be walking around the dam just, be like, "Hey guys, hey Raider,"
When you first
Um,
started streaming this game, you did that
how
and you
dare you?
ignored the warning that said
I,
you have
I
nothing
and
equipped.
you know what? It's a good thing they keep putting it on there and not just one time. So that is something that is positive,
Yes, yes,
and I'm
yes,
thankful
yes.
because also how much time could that waste for you? Like you're saying, not only is it like if I'm going in for this raid or I'm doing this to kill a queen, but also
Dangerous and a
it
time
does
waste.
it does still take time to get in there, and you're like, oh, now I just
Sure.
either have to die or I have to leave, and that's it's a big help, and I'm glad they have that. So.
In terms of respecting our time, like they talked about in the episode, they want to do that. Yeah, yeah, you're right. It is a good respecting of your time. All right. Hey, what about a little embark workbench segment?
All right, so my workbench, which is like, after being so nice to them and telling them they did a good job with that, is this is the segment where I want everyone in our community and Brad, I want you as well and anybody else I talk to be so petty that there's just like that's probably not necessary. Like we could be more self-aware, we could do things, but just to be petty enough to have like an armchair developer option, right? Okay, like if you
Yes.
could just change it like that, what would you do? And for me this week, I know we had mine last week, which was excellent. We need more trinkets. We need more real life trinkets. Um, but this week is have you ever gone through a raid? You exit and you're like, man, I know I killed like 4 people that game. I wanna I'm excited that you get to see your breakdown of your EXP and what how many arc you've killed experience wise and how much time you've been on the surface. And just maybe sometimes you click a little too fast past that screen and there's no way to go back. Give me a scroll back. All I'm asking for is a back button at the end of a raid. I just want
To
to
see XP breakdown, game breakdown.
exactly like
Yeah,
Embark.
yeah,
Come on,
yeah.
work with me. You do so many good things, but there you could have a back button there, and
I feel like that's probably a simple one too. They already have the stats recorded.
well, and I'm sure somebody's gonna say, hey, you can go into stats and look at this, but like just to be right there when I'm playing with the boys or Derek, and just to be able to like click back real quick and be like, yeah, I'm so sorry, Derek. Just to be able to click back and look, like I just want to know, and how many times I've missed that, and I think it's my very petty need for this week, and if you could work on that, that'd be great. Thank you, Embark.
That's a no-brainer. I agree with you 1,000,000%. I would even like, can I piggyback on this one?
Yeah,
I got a
please.
little I got a
Oh,
little
please.
little workbenching. I would like instead of just XP, I think this is an intentional thing that they don't list it out, but instead of just
Okay.
showing like 500 XP per knock on a raider, like I would love that number to say you knocked 6 raiders, you knocked 5 raiders. I would just like that breakdown instead of having to do the quick math of or explaining to other people like, all right, you got 400 XP, so that means you knocked.
Well, it's 500 a person, right? Like if you
The
knock a
five,
person, it's
yeah,
500.
yeah. So you got 4,000. So
Right.
what? That's eight. That's crazy. But yeah,
But I think that maybe they do that to make people feel a little bit better about the game.
I do too. I do too. I think they definitely thought about that where they just broke it down into XP and not the because there's no stat screen too, which is great. Or there's not an easily accessible like here's your KD,
Right, right.
which is cool. I like that. I've been so KD obsessed for the last like 6 games that I've played. It's such a breath of fresh air to not be just like overly concerned about my KD all the time.
No, but I am with you. It'd be nice to see a little bit more of it, even if it were to, like an XP side and a numbers side, just to just to show you what you did. I mean, I want to know how
Maybe a
many
deeper dive,
I
even
want to know how many
yeah,
Rocketeers I killed. If I'm the one that finished a leap or leopard, I want to know. Lily's got to go down.
accuracy mark,
Yeah,
what
right.
little things like that.
And I'm sure they have the technology for that. I'm sure just implementing it, and I bet they picked this for a reason. Because I mean, it seems like every decision they did for a reason. But just change that real quick for us. That'd be great. So
I like it.
awesome.
All right. Well, we went over still, Dave,
We were only
and we
gonna.
didn't
This was
even
good.
cover
This was a half
four
an
of the
hour
big topics we
episode.
wanted to hit.
This is a half an hour episode. Okay.
Lol. Well, yeah, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us week 2 here. We are excited to do this. I think we're both getting more comfortable in the chairs, in our respective chairs, and seeing each other digitally. So we really look forward to the future of this podcast. We're just gonna keep grinding it out until it picks up some momentum. So bear with us. Let your friends know we're doing it. Let the people that might be a little nerdy like us and care about what's going on behind the scenes in the game and what's going on topside. Like I mentioned earlier, all socials are at the Tick Pod, at TheTickPod. I had to stop. I almost said pod tick. I
Well, I
almost
mean,
spelled pod tick.
I prefer it either way. So
But yeah, man, follow us on all the socials. Like Dave said, we will be live on our actual Twitch channel for the Tick Pod next week. We will also, we just got verified on YouTube, so we would be able to live stream there. And we might also have some quality of life things in terms of like our background and our audio feeds next week. We're diving into some better software
upgrades are
there.
real.
The upgrades are real. The upgrades are coming. We're taking this seriously. We really hope you guys enjoy it. It's really fun for us to do. Thank you for giving us a place to be two guys to talk about a video game. Yeah, man. Let us know in the comments what you want to see from us next week, and if especially if we should start doing this bi-weekly in the near future. Let us know. Appreciate y'all. We are the
Yep.
Tick Pod. I'm Coda. That's my boy DJ Oros. Where are you? Under me?
Above you.
You're above me. That's my
Yeah.
boy DJ Oros.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks for
Peace.
hanging out, y'all. Love y'all.
See you topside.